Okay, so this short video here is looking to accomplish two things. One, we're testing the streaming effect into a private channel to see if that works on YouTube for live videos, quick live videos, but also to address the question of, gee, why did you get short in the 27, 40, 50 area? How did that set up? So let's look at that first. Oh, let me add my whiteboard, which I did not do. All right, whiteboard. All right. Okay, good. So the idea is, the idea with this trade is that we have opened out of range, as I've discussed multiple times today. Opened out of range, unable to close the gap below, so caution shorts. But I did talk in the Trader Bite about the fact that we have these double resistance area, and the expectation is that if it continues to grind up, and it has been grinding up, a couple of factors to pay attention to. As we made this peak here, we hit a peak in Delta, but overall, from the open, as we pushed up, Delta kept spinning around the zero line and is having a hard time. This pullback didn't even hit the open, and we went negative. So overall, participation by buyers seems relatively poor to me. So I'm throwing that into the mix to fortify my argument for the short to myself. And so as it pushes through 41 and a quarter, I see that it hit right in the middle of the stock zone. Right in the middle of the stock zone. And then as it pulled back to go to 41, size came in and just shut off selling. That's when I hit the bid. The best I could do was 27.40.50. And then, of course, I narrated the trade down in the head trader's room, down into the low of 35 and a quarter before I was taken out at 39.50 on the push back. We have a somewhat of a balanced day once that happens, but let's look more closely. So as we push in, so to this point, we're here, up to this point, right? We're here, and we just did this 41, okay? Note that we're way up here, and note where the delta is. It's really poor. Okay, so that's one. Second, it's in a stock zone. I'm going to act in a stock zone according to my plan, and given the circumstances, I know that I've got the trend working against me, but given the quality of the move up, I'm going to take that stock zone short without waiting too long. In addition to that, let me switch screens and go to the volume scope. So I'm using the volume scope more and more, and we'll discuss this soon. But as I outlined again and again in the images that I posted, as the market pushes to highs, look at this high push to 41 and a quarter, 14.59 negative. The only real positive delta on this point and figure chart. Point and figure is a long-time favorite of mine before I switched to Renko. But on this point and figure chart, we pushed the first push up, had a positive delta, pretty poor. As we settle on an inside bar, we get negative delta, and then on this push up, we get negative delta again. And so as we test and retest, I can see that participation by buyers is very poor. Now those are the clues from the volume scope, or as some of you may know it as the footprint. The third clue is the bookmap image. So if we go back, look at what happens here. So there's the trigger point. That's where the trade was triggered. But look at what happens as it pushes into 41 and a quarter. There's 41 and a quarter right there. Okay, pretty good prints. We have some pretty big dots. And then we retest We retest, and you could see on the retest, we get the size coming in. That's pure order flow. That's a pretty clean order flow coming into the sell side. More incentive for me. As soon as I saw this, I hit the bid. That's the fastest I could do it. And now I've got a relatively good confidence that if it does push through here, I have some room to the high of the stock zone up here to manage this trade. Luckily, of course, and it's all luck, it didn't really give me much heat. You can see the heat here was about 2 ticks before it started to push down and give me my targets. Okay, so that's the explanation of that. I'm not sure if I can get any clearer. I mean, if I have to get any clearer, it would be another walkthrough, which we just did recently. But hopefully that helps you sort out what I was looking at.